What's up, YouTube? Excuse the squeaky voice, I'm getting over sickness. We're here with another review / comparison of two fantastic discs.
Yes, we are.
What are they?
Well, today we're going to be taking a look at the Innova Beast.
Ooh.
And what else are we looking at?
The Discraft Surge SS. Hope you enjoy.
All right, the Beast and the Surge SS. The rims on them. The Surge SS is a little bit wider, not by much. They're pretty similar. As far as the actual shape, you can see they are very, very similar. I mean, they're really similar. They almost feel like identical. The slope on this Beast, it's a little bit steeper than what it is on the Surge SS, but they feel very similar in hand.
The Innova Beast. This is a pretty sweet disc for me. It was my first and only ace. It happened a long time ago. The disc numbers are 10, 5, -2, 2. I'd agree with it. It's a very flippy disc, but it does come back at the end if you give it the height. For me, with my arm speed, it turns and turns and turns. As you can tell, it does come out though into a headwind. It gets a little squirrely, as you can tell. I threw that one in the stands. It's great for hyzer flips though. You throw it 80% at my arm speed, it just flips up, turns a little bit, and then comes out. That blue line, or that blue champion, was very, very flippy. All in all, a great disc. Tailwind, it's going to be great. You hyzer flip, you throw that on a hyzer 100% with a tailwind, it's going to go forever. Really good feeling rim. Forehand, I got some awesome hyzer flips on this. That one, I hyzered a little bit too much. It faded out. That was a tailwind, I'm pretty sure. And so that's why it faded a little harder. Other than that, it's just a great all-around disc. Throw that thing flat with a forehand, and it'll go forever. Onto the Discraft Surge SS, the super stable. This disc is 11, 5, -1, 2, so it's a little faster and a little less turn. So as you could imagine, it's more stable than the Beast. A little more controllable for my arm speed. It's not as flippy, but I can still hyzer flip this thing into a headwind, and it goes for days, as you could tell. That one flew pretty far for me. Tailwind, it's perfect. You throw it flat, it rides an ante and then slowly fades at the end. There's one where I cranked on it too much and threw it low, it turned. So if you crank on it too much and throw it flat with a good bit of arm speed, it will flip and turn and not come back. There was another one that just turned and burned. Tailwind though, if you hyzer it a good bit, it'll hold the hyzer the whole way. If you really crank on it, it will flip up and go. Forehand, this one forehand a little better for me. It's a little faster. High hyzer spike, it held the hyzer, dumped. Light throw, didn't really ever crank on it too hard. Slight hyzer, and it flipped up, turned, came back. Overall, a really good disc.
The Innova Beast. We just had it in the Champion plastic. Both of them were a little bit beat in. That blue one is definitely more beat in than the orange. But it's a nice driver for somebody with a little bit slower arm speed. You're going to be able to get some good distance because you'll be able to get the full flight out of it. With that orange one, if I threw it flat, I could get a little bit of S and I could get some pretty decent distance. That blue one, I had to hyzer flip it for it to not just turn over real hard on me. But it's a nice driver, especially for like a little bit slower arm speed. I think it might be a pretty good driver for like a newer player that's finally ready to move up to a driver, I think that this might be a good one for them. This was the first time that I had ever thrown them, but I definitely liked it. You can get some pretty good distance with them. The Surge SS. We had it in the Elite Z plastic and also the FLX. The stabilities were pretty similar. The Z might have been a little bit more stable, but the flights, I could get a little bit of an S out of them most of the time. I don't know, I just wasn't very consistent with it. This was in my bag for a little while, but there wasn't anything. I can't get any crazy distance with it. It's a little bit more stable than the Beast, so you're not gonna get quite the amount of flip as what the Beast was getting. But somebody with a little bit more arm speed, this might be kind of what the Beast was flying like for me. So I think you'd be able to get a little bit more S out of it. It does have a relatively reliable fade at the end. I mean, it's an okay distance driver for somebody with a similar arm speed to me.
Hello everybody, here with the recap, and I'm going to start it off with what disc I chose. It's going to have to be the Surge SS. This isn't going in my bag. I already have plenty of discs to kind of fill this slot, being the Thunderbird. It's not quite as fast, but it's just about as stable in my opinion. But I picked this because it was just more stable. The Beast is too flippy for me. It's too uncontrollable. I like to throw my shots around 80% every time. It just seems to be, I'm more accurate with that type of velocity on the disc. So I went with the Surge. It forehand better, it backhand better. Nothing against the Beast. It kind of sucks because that was my first ace disc, but I've just outgrown that disc. What'd you pick?
I went with the Beast. It was, I don't know, I just felt like it was, for me, it was more consistent than the Surge. I think somebody with similar arm speed to me could get some really good distance out of it. So that's kind of why I chose it. The Surge SS is kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of like there wasn't anything special about it to me. It doesn't do anything that a disc that I already have does. I don't know. There's nothing special about it. Just kind of bland. So the Beast is what I chose. Yeah, feels a little bit better in my hand. Also, the rim's a little bit thinner, which obviously makes sense because it's a little bit slower. But that's what I thought.
What would that take in your bag?
The Beast?
Yeah. Or is it not going in your bag?
It's definitely not going in my bag. I don't have any use for it. I guess it would kind of be...
Sidewinder?
Yeah, probably the Sidewinder. I'd say that if it were to replace something in my bag, that's what it would be. Because like we said in the Sidewinder video, it's not as understable as the numbers suggest. But I think it would be kind of similar to this. But this does not do that job better than what the Sidewinder does for me. So,
for whose discs or who this disc would be for, I would probably say beginner and intermediate players would be best. Probably a little too flippy for pros. Actually, it is.
Both of them,
I'd
yeah.
say they both are too flippy. So if you're a beginner, intermediate, 950, 960 and lower player, these discs, try them out. Give them a shot.
What would the Surge replace in your bag?
The Surge, I'd said that. It was the Thunderbird. The Thunderbird, or it'd be the Thunderbird.
Okay.
Enjoy, guys.
Yeah. Like us. Instagram. Comment, like, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. If you want the giveaways.
See ya!